single out three guys, Dave Rottenberg, Scott Hickson, and Larry Richards. You guys have been huge role models for me over my 16 years, and it's not just because you wear shorts more than I do. It's because you guys are great examples of the way you live your life, both professionally and personally, and I'm gonna miss seeing you guys around campus. But I'm here tonight to talk about Dave Rottenberg. I know many of you might be surprised that Dave's retired. Heck, some of you didn't even know he was teaching this year. Nice teaching assignment, Dave. Dave has actually been teaching and coaching at Red Bluff High School the last 30 years. He came up from Northern California, from San Diego, came up from Northern California and from San Diego to Crawford High School, and was a self-proclaimed nerd. Yes, the big athletic Swede, who's actually a Dutch, by the way, is an avid bookworm and loves trivia. Dave didn't start wrestling until his junior year of high school, but had enough success to continue wrestling at Mesa Junior College. After more success there, he made his way up to Chico State, where he continued to wrestle and go to school. His high school sweetheart, Nancy, came up a year later, and Chico became the place they would call home for the next 10 years. After Dave's eligibility was up at Chico State, he would continue to coach wrestling at the college, Chico High, Hamilton City, and even a year at my old high school, Paradise. Of course, I was like in elementary school. Dave and Nancy had their first two kids, Jeff and Kimberly, in Chico before their lives took a turn further north. After 8 years of coaching wrestling, doing odd construction jobs, and working at Lake Oroville's Lime Saddle Marina, Dave loved to ski. It was time for Dave to get a real job. After all, he was 31 years old, had a wife and 2 kids. So one day on a whim, he jumped on his motorcycle, which he rode regardless of rain or even snow, and headed up to Red Bluff to check out a wrestling coach position that Dave Scott had told him about. That's where he met Mary Panucci, and through their discussion, Mary found out that Dave had a background in construction. She ended up hiring him on the spot to coach wrestling, football, and to teach construction classes. It's here, we're in Red Bluff, so it was in Red Bluff that Dave and Nancy would put down their roots, build a home, and have their third child, Derek. Life was never the same after Derek. For them and many others. Many of you may not know that the house out at the school farm, out by the track, Dave built that with his construction classes. Dave taught construction and woodshop classes, but most impressively, Dave coached both football and wrestling for over 20 years and was always a willing volunteer out at the track at the throwing meets. He was just talking the other day about how some of the old athletes, he built relationships with the kids from other schools. Lost my spot. I'm not nervous either. Although Dave did many things in the high school, he was passionate, was definitely wrestling. Dave coached wrestling for 28 years. During this time, his team won 8 league titles, 4 section championships. Dave coached 25 individual section champions, and 8 state placers. His first state placer was a converted basketball player, as many may know, Rylan Sanders. I don't think Rylan's here. He should. You can ask Rylan, he would tell you he really enjoyed wrestling with Dave. Not. Dave spent countless hours wrestling with his upper weight wrestlers, including perhaps his most successful wrestler, Eric Nye. Dave often joked that he was either going to die in Eric's arms or Nancy's. And he wasn't sure which one he preferred. Anybody that ever visited Rottenberg's house can attest to the fact that if the TV was on, there was a wrestling tape playing on it. Even if they were in the other room, Dave just called that background noise. I don't know anyone who loved the sport of wrestling as much as Super Dave. That's a tribute to Joe Rios. It was through wrestling that I got to really know Dave. I was privileged to get to coach with him from 2000 to 2009. There was a 7-year stretch I would spend almost every weekend with Dave. Seriously, from beginning of December until the end of May, we spent about 23 to 27 weekends together. every year. Matter of fact, Dave and I spent his 25th wedding anniversary together at a hotel in Lemoore. Nancy stayed home because Jeff and Kimberly were home for Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas time too. Pretty sure Dave would have rather shared the hotel room with Nancy than me, but he wasn't about to miss a wrestling tournament. When you spend that much time with someone, you're either going to love them or hate them, and lucky for, I think, both of us. We got along great during that time, and I consider Dave my best friend. Last December, Dave entered the Red Bluff High School Hall of Fame for his coaching contributions. He's also a member of the Chico State Hall of Fame and the California State Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's served on numerous committees, and Coach of the Year, many committees on the North Section and the state, and all that's not bad for a Southern Cal boy who's about as laid back as you can get. Dave, who's a man of strong faith, is very proud father of 3 college graduates. His youngest, Derek, who just won his first MMA fight. And then there's Jeff and Kimberly, who have served our country with careers in the Army. Dave, here's your chance to finish the statement. Go Army.
Just go Army. Be Navy.
Be Navy, there we go.
Where's Rosie?
Yeah.
Rosie, is that how it goes? He's also a very proud grandfather as well to his first grandchild, Levi, Kimberly's 1-year-old son. Dave is famous for his talks, speeches, and quotes. As most of you know, Dave likes to talk. So I'll spare you his speeches and just share some of his sayings. One of the first things I remember about Dave's wrestling room is there was a 4-letter word that was not allowed. That word was can't. He would say, if you say you can't, you're right. Other quotes I remember Dave telling the kids was, it's always right to do the right thing. If it breaks, it breaks. Practice doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. But my most favorite quote of all time is when a wrestler would come to him complaining about how they were wronged in some unfair way, and that's when Dave would look at them and say, if that's the worst thing that happens to you, then you lived a pretty good life. How can you argue with that? Well, Dave, you lived a pretty good life. And I, for one, am very happy to have got to share it with you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Off. Nancy. Off.
Pat Gleason.
This button. You can edit it.